Hey there YouTube, I've got another knife unboxing for you today. I'm going to open this package up with the Spyderco Delica. Just got this in from White Mountain Knives. It's another Spyderco. This is a recently discontinued Spyderco. There have been a handful of models that have been discontinued this month. This is August of 2023. And those knives have been on clearance. So I picked up several of them. This is the Pochi or Pochi or Pochi. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this, but let's have a look, shall we? It's a small one. Okay, we've got titanium handles. It is a frame lock flipper. Doesn't flip so great. Yeah, get a lot of wrist into it, it'll flip. CPM S45VN, so better steel than some Spyderco knives, but it's becoming a standard blade steel for Spyderco on their Paramilitary 2 and PM3 or Para 3. This is from the Taichung, Taiwan. Sorry. This is from the Taichung, Taiwan Spyderco facility. This knife is kind of a novelty. I mean, it's usable for sure. I mean, you could definitely do some small cutting tasks with this. And with that blade steel, it's going to perform fairly well. But it is tiny, and it is a little bit silly, right? It's got this piece that comes up here. What is this for? Well, it looks like a tail on a little dog or something when you open this thing up, which I think is the point. It's supposed to look like a little critter. And this is sort of, this detail on the pocket clip sort of looks like a little paw print or something. So it's supposed to be kind of cute. This is not entirely a new thing for Spyderco. This knife reminds me of some other Spyderco knives that have been animal themed or cute or kind of novelty items. One that comes to mind is the counter critter or counter, what do they call this? The counter critter is the larger one. This is the smaller one. Counter puppy is what they call this. And it looks like it's got little animal legs. It serves a purpose though. The idea is that you stand this thing up and the blade doesn't touch the countertop while you've got it standing up like that. Which could be useful in the kitchen. Got a couple of those. I've got a serrated one as well. The Spyderco Toad is another titanium handled small knife. This is the holder Toad. This one has a damaged tip, unfortunately. But it's also tiny. This one's a liner lock rather than a frame lock. But named after an animal and kind of a novelty item. I mean, you could do some real cutting with it, but definitely not for heavy tasks. This is about the same size as something like the Wesson Microblade. But it's got a lot more belly on it, so it's going to end up having more linear edge. So that's a good thing. It's also got a more acute tip, which you could do some piercing with. It's got a clip point, dramatic clip point. It's a good deal bigger than a Spyderco ladybug or man bug. Although a lot of that size is in the handle and the height of the knife as opposed to the edge. It does have more belly. It's a little hard to judge which one of these has more linear edge because there's so much difference in belly. But the man bug is a little longer, I think, end to end. Here's a ladybug, slightly different blade profile. Okay. And what else do we have that's worth comparing to this thing? The Spin, the Spyderco Spin, another discontinued design. This is a Wharncliffe blade, so no belly. VG10 steel, so not anywhere near as good as steel. And this is a frame lock as well, but this is stainless steel handles, etched stainless steel as opposed to titanium. Interesting little milling on this. The grip in hand is not bad, and in fact, I wonder if you can use that tail to give you a little bit more grip. You get the impression of having a little bit more grip, but it's not actually very useful. Here's the Reinhold Rhino, which is a small knife, but quite a bit bigger than the Pochi or Pochi or Pokey, however you want to say this thing. I'm inclined to call it Pokey because it is pokey. You could poke stuff with it pretty well. The Rhino has a full flat grind. This Pokey, I think, is it's a saber height grind, and I think it's a hollow grind. And let's compare it to a Dragonfly. Here's a stainless steel Dragonfly. This one's serrated, but yeah, less blade, less edge than a Dragonfly. About the same overall length if you count the tail. Well, even with the tail, it's a little shorter than the Dragonfly. But the tail tucked away, it's a good bit smaller. It's a 5th pocket knife. It would go in your watch pocket of your jeans. Definitely something that's kind of funky. You know, some people would find this ugly. That's kind of Spyderco's jam. And I expect this probably will be a collector's item in time. It'd be one of those weird Spydercos that was made briefly and wasn't real popular, but has some following, some appreciators. All right, well, that is the Spyderco Pochi, and it's got some characters on it. All right, it's not a full review, I just unboxed it, but it's a quick look. And if you subscribe to my channel, you'll see lots and lots of knives. Thanks.